All right, good morning, folks. Welcome to Coffee and Craps with John on Friday here. It's Friday Follies Day, of course. The song gives it away, right? I think we're gonna have kind of a low turnout again today. We have at this current moment, Brian from Hawaii Crapshooters is going live with George to do his qualification round for the throwers tournament. So I expect a lot of folks are going to be there, hopefully dual watching us, but if you're over there doing that, let us know in chat how Brian does. Maybe give us an update on the scores. I was going to try and do a live look-in like yesterday, but I ran out of time to get the thing set up to make it happen, so we just can't do it. But anyway, let's do a quick recap of the week here, and then we'll jump into having some fun on the table. So first things first, let's look at the paycheck, man. The paycheck rocked it this week. This was one of the easiest paycheck weeks I've ever had. There's been a few that have been no sweat, right? The Come Ladder, 6-0, no sweat that week. Waylon's Mind Strategy was volatile, right? We had a sweat a couple days, but that thing made money every single day. This thing, the 3-point Dolly, oh, thank you. Not yet, no. Look what I got from Mrs. Procrafts, little hot buttered coffee right there. No sweat on the Come Ladder, no sweat on the Moonbow from Skill and Luck. We sweated one day on that thing, and it came back too, and one paycheck every single day. And of course, the 3-point Dolly, especially with my throws, easy money, right? Easy money every day. I hate to say easy money, but we've got, I think, a stable now of 5 or 6 that won so easily. Now, it could be because I just rolled perfect for those strategies that day. That they deserve a month. They deserve a month-long trial. I've got 4 or 5 more strategies that I want to run for a week each, and I got a few that got sent to me over email that we can try. And maybe by about April, like another 4 or 5 weeks or so, like around, let's go like the first week or so of April, we'll transition and we'll take the top 5 or 6 that worked so well and give them a full month. And we're just going to run the same shit every day for a month and really see what it looks like to play these things long term. I think a week is longer term than you normally see with us doing one day. Let's see these things run at their full tilt for a full month and really see what happens. I think you're going to be surprised, and not surprised, but like here's the thing. And I'm going to come out and say this. I know that there's people watching that will going to fall out of their chairs laughing when I say this, but the low volatility plays are the way to do this, right? If you're going to go daily paycheck style, right? Make a few $100 a day, Ken style, right? We're going to make a little bit of money every day. We're going to live on this thing, right? You cannot go out there like I did at the end of my show this morning. You cannot go out there 270 across, press to the ceiling, and hope to live on gambling that way. That's gambling. That's not the way to do this. Low volatility plays, don't pass with odds, Come Ladder, the 3-point Johnny, those types of things, the Moonbow where it has the hedge built into it, those kind of things, those careful, low house edge, that's the way you make a paycheck. Right? You're going to be here most of the time, hit it a little bit, hit it a little bit. If it goes ugly, they fight back well. That's the way you make your 20%, your 10% every day. Okay. The other things that are fun, these shooting the moon strategies that I love. I love to be a degenerate and shoot the moon sometimes. There's no paycheck in that. That's just like, hey, I got $500 to burn. I'm going to Vegas and we're going to slap it out there and hope somebody has a great roll, right? That's me playing with Alfredo and saying, I trust Alfredo to make it. So I'm not going to collect early. I'm going to press early and let him get the bets built up for me, right? That's a different mindset, different bankroll, different whole thing than the paycheck way. So the paycheck, I think it's really, to me, this whole series, it kind of locks in the way I've played my whole life, which is pretty much low volatility and that get out of there quick mentality. It's locked it in. It's proven it to me over time in front of you all. And I think we're seeing the type of things that work and the type of things that get their butts kicked. Strategies that we like to play. The squeeze play from Casino Quest was 1 in 4, right? 1 in 4 because you go down 220, 220, 220, and you can't recover from that unless you have a miracle. So I think it's fascinating to watch these things go. So that's it for this week here. A lot of things on the horizon for us, okay? There's a lot of things coming here. First of all, tonight, Friday Night Fight, Sith Lord Espy is going to be playing at 2 o'clock in the morning on his boat against Colonel Potter. I got to write to Potter and make sure that we're good for that matchup. If not, next man up. If Potter can't go, the next man up is Crappin Camper. So I will make sure that I get with both of those guys to see who's going to play tonight. But that's Friday Night Fights. Don't know who's dealing it yet. I got to talk to Chris and see if he's available. Chris, DJ, if you're out there, if you can deal, let me know. I got a family thing tonight that I can't deal. So if you can do it, that'd be super awesome if you can get it done. Craps Chat is going to skip a week. We're going next week. Jeff is going to, and Skill will have Craps Chat next Sunday, the 19th after the Super Bowl. Obviously, this is a big week. So that's going to be in a week from now. Think about the topics you want to talk about. One thing that came up was, and I haven't really talked to Jeff about this, so I'm just gonna say it out loud. Him and Skill both. We tend to get into the YouTuber thing on the Craps Chat, right? We tend to talk about what it's like to be a YouTuber and how our channels grow and how the algorithm works and how we're going to use Crapsy, and the conversations kind of get into that realm a little bit. Last time we did a lot of DI talk. It should be more about craps, right? Like the thing Greg and Chris and I did, talking craps the whole time. I think that's what people in chat were asking for more of. So hopefully we'll get some of that going on this next one. And let's see, what else is happening? The daily paycheck update. I'm in the middle of entering the rolls in. It's going to take a long time. My fault, right? When I first started the paycheck series, we just used Crapsy and that was it. I didn't type the rolls into the roll tracker. So that means I've got like 80 shows, 80 sessions out there of rolls to hand type. I got to type every single roll in. We're going to watch the videos and type the rolls in. Jen's done some, I've done some. It's going to take me a hot minute to get it done. Probably a solid week of just entering rolls in. Once I do though, I've got all the scripts created for all the strategies that we've played. And I'm going to run all the paycheck strategies that we've done through all the paycheck rolls. So you can see how all these things would have done over the course of the 5,000 rolls that we did in the series. So that's coming. The big digital battle, we'll do that at some point. I'll throw Windcrafts up there and we'll see. We'll spend a couple days on that, probably in about a month or so. So that's coming soon. Also, next Fireside Chat, Fireside Craps, I'm going to record a couple episodes today. I'm not telling you who's going to be on, but we're going to record 1 or 2 today and get those things queued up to be coming out on weeks between Craps Chats. I'm going to try and time them so it's Craps Chat one Sunday, Fireside Craps the next Sunday. They'll always be pre-recorded. I can't do them live because of scheduling, but that's how it's going to be released moving forward. So, all right. With that said, let's get to Friday Follies. Let's do something fun. Friday Follies, you know, I like to have a little bit of a good time here. And why won't it change the screen? There we go. Today we're going to do a thing called the Hot Buttered Dolly. And what I'm doing here is this. I'm going to do a play on 3-point dolly. It's proven to be a great strategy. But I'd like to get some juice on the rolls where I'm coming out, right? I like to get paid as my don't come bets get set. That's always been a kind of a dream of mine. So we're going to do that today. We're going to do a play on the Butterburg and combine it with the 3-point molly. So let me go to the table. I'm going to go back here and show you kind of what this looks like, but here's the basics. It's 160 across, and on our wins, we're going to take our sisters down, go to the DC, and use our sisters as odds. That's going to be the play. So what I'm not sure of just yet exactly is what order to do that in. So I haven't quite decided really yet in which order to place the DC bets. So let's take a look at, and I'll show you where I'm mulling through. Then we'll set our bankroll, and we'll probably try it out both ways and just get a sense of it. Do I want 1 or 2 hits here? So let me show you what's going to be the rhythm of this thing. And I have not enough money in my rack, but we'll get that fixed. I don't care what the point is right now. Let's get our 160 across. We'll do it. You can do it at black chip level too, of course, right? But we're going to go 160 across. And let's just say, well, here, let's just roll a dice. It doesn't matter what happens. There's an 8. The 8 rolls, okay? That's going to pay 35 bucks, okay? What I want to do is use the quarter from that in the DC. That quarter becomes my DC bet, okay? I'm going to pull the sisters down. The Butterburg, remember, the Butterburg normally, when a bet pays, you pull the bet down. That's how the Butterburg works. I'm going to pull the sister with it. I'm going to pull the bet and the sister down. What that's going to give me here is 50, 75, 80 bucks, right? Or 70 bucks rather, right? When this DC travels, let's say it travels to the 9. Actually, let's just roll dice. Let's see where it goes. It's going to go to the, it's probably going to be a fucking 7. 6, of course, no. 9. It goes to the 9. It goes to the 9. The 9 gets paid 35 bucks, okay? The move is going to be this. We're going to pull the sister with it. We're going to go into the don't, okay? Now I've got, from that getting hit and from the earlier 8, I'm going to make this right here look like, back here, look like $75. We're gonna take basically what came off the 6 and 8, the sisters, use that as odds back here. This is what's left in my rack. Now let's say we roll again, doesn't matter where it goes to. It goes to the 6, that's fine. So we'll take what we've gotten pulled off the table, the best we can, and make the best bet we can back up in there. So I'm gonna need, let's see, if I take 25, 35, 45, 55, probably need to get another $5 out of the rack. I'm not gonna do it. I'll put it back here for now, but I'm gonna need $60 and lay that. So we're gonna basically recycle the money back to odds, but the flat bets are basically paid for. So we're trying to like get some dark side juice out of the wins. I don't know if I wanna wait and do that right away, or if I wanna go from 160 across and not pull the sisters until that win is set. So let's, again, take the 8 case. The 8 case, $35. I'm considering just going to the don't here, taking the $10 to the rack, letting that get set, and then pulling the sister, the next sister down. I'm thinking about that being the first rhythm. We'll see. That's the plan. So let's take these down and see if we can't double up. I'm trying to like just get some double score, make the bets essentially pay twice coming through. What I've got here is 500. Let's take another, make it 1,000. We'll make it $1,600. Okay. So there's 500. There's 1,000. Another black makes. I'll do it in greens. It doesn't really matter. 500 more in green. There is $1,600. Okay. That gives me 10 chances at it. We'll try it 10 times. We'll go 160 across. We'll do 10 cracks at seeing how this thing works. If we make some money, we make some money, and that's how it's going to be. So here we go. Let me go switch the screen out. Put the roll tracker up, and then we'll do it. And again, I'll look at the chats up here as we go, but you know it's hard for me to see them. Okay, roll tracker's up. We're at 3360. Geez, hello. Let's go to that. Okay, looks like I didn't 7 out. I didn't put the 7 in from the last time. That seems odd that I wouldn't have done that, but it doesn't matter. Let's just fake it. 6-1. Okay, here we go. Roll tracker's up. Dice are coming out. Puck is going to be off. I got my badass coffee from Kathy. It's a good day. Here we go. Coming out. And we got a 3. Not playing the don't. Actually, you know what we should do? I did forget a thing. We're not going to have enough money in the rack, I think. I did forget a piece of this thing where we do play the don't pass, right? The normal Butterburg does have a don't pass element that covers these bets. So I am going to go, my mistake. I forgot about that piece. We're going to have $100 on the don't. It doesn't quite cover the 160. After roll 1, it does. But we're going to go with a bigger don't down here. I'd forgotten about that piece. So we're on the don't for $100, which is a lot. But I think this is going to make up for it. So that's going to pay 100 back to the rack. Okay. Sorry. My bad there for not explaining the first part of the strategy. All right. There's another 3. Oh my God. We're just going to make profit here on nothing but this. 1, 2, 3s, right? So there's our profit stack. All right. We're on a 4, hard 4. I'm going to drop 175 out here. We'll get $15 and change. And we'll do 160 across. Again, I don't care about the point. It's fine to place the point in this strategy. It's not a big deal, okay? This helps us a little bit on an early 7, but really it helps us on the second 7. It's gonna help us get the DC bets through as well. So here we go. We need 1 roll somewhere in here. PSO is gonna be a $60 loss for us. So the loss isn't great. The 4 is gonna be the big one. Here we go. Let's get the 4 typed in, 2-2. Okay. Booyah. We got aces. Aces in both places, doesn't matter. 1-1. All right, there's a 10, a 6-4, 10 on the end. So we're gonna get paid 50 bucks for one. I'm gonna take a nickel, get 5 back. There's our dollar for the vig. I'll leave this up here in the rack. I'll make this kind of the change area up here. Okay. Now, what we're gonna do is take this and go in the DC with a flat bet size, one unit size DC bet. The question is, do I pull the sisters right now? Right? Do I pull these things right away and come back to the rack with that and then use that as odds up here next? Or let them sit here for one more roll while this is coming through. Now that increases our volatility here. Now we have $85 at risk to the 7. My sense is to do this, to pull these things down. I'm gonna do it conservatively first, pull those down. Those will be, however, be the odds when this thing gets set. Potentially they're gonna be odds on the next roll. So there's a 6, 4, 10, it's typed in. And here comes the dolly part of it. Let's see if we can get this thing set. Oh no, of course. 2, 2 hard, 4, we're gonna lose our don't. That sucks, balls. Okay, that goes over here. This goes behind the 4. I'm gonna take the 80 bucks. That was the sister, the 10, the 4 plus the excess. That's gonna be up here as odds, okay? I will go back to the don't. I'm gonna let this don't pass roll through. This is a good chance, by the way. Let the cat out of the bag a little bit. This is the kind of thing where you could look at this and this, like I always do, as separate bets, separate plays. There's no reason why this can't go to here and do Wayland's Baccarat strategy, right? Like I'm looking at like, how can I play the Baccarat strategy, which I love, along with something else. But we're gonna stay dark. We're gonna keep this thing dark today and just kind of hope this thing works out for us. Here we go, coming out. Another 1, 2, 3. So we got back our loss. Look at the ace deuces have been crushing it today. Remember last week when I tried to do that strategy where I was looking for the ace deuce and never hit one? That's 3 of them today. Okay, type that in, 2, 1. There's a 6, a 5, 1. There's a 6. It's gonna be our next point. We have a good don't bet down there, which we love. We already pulled down the sisters here from the last bet, so they're not gonna be up. Now we're left with inside bets. We're at 110 inside, 110 here, and we've got 25 plus 80 up here. So we're in great shape on the 7 right now. We get an inside hit. We'll make that bet transition as well. There's a 5. Perfect. 3, 2. Okay, so Butterburg style. You get paid. The bet comes down. I'm going to pull the sister at the same time. We're going to put 25 bucks through the DC. I'm going to keep this 60 bucks sitting here. That'll become odds wherever this thing lands. That's the hot buttered Molly right there. 3, 2, 5. Here comes my dog. That's going to be a midnight, so nothing happens over here. Remember I told you the other day, I like to put $1 on the midnight when I'm in the DC or the don't pass. I hate that 12 not doing anything for me. All right, 3, 2, 5. That's cool. This moves to the 5. Type that in first. Goes behind the 5. And as luck would have it, we have 60 bucks sitting here, right, from the pull down. So now we're going to take the 60 bucks that was out here plus our wins. That becomes odds back here. I'm going to try and make that pay twice. Hopefully this will pay 2 times. Once one payment is here, right, and we get some extra juice back here on the odds. Let's see if we can get these things to pay off a couple times. Here we go. Hard 6. All right, that's a bummer, of course. 3, 3, 6. We're going to lose our don't. But we do get paid down here, okay? 35 bucks. And again, following the pattern, we're going to pull all this stuff down. Okay, I'm going to put it in the front of the rack. We are going to replace our don't pass because that's just part of the strategy. Then we're going to come back out here with this bet in the DC, and that's going to become our Molly bet. Now, we could... Obviously, we could ignore this one, right? The Butterburg, typically after you pull your bets down, you don't go back to the don't. I'm going to keep this thing rolling. We may make that adjustment later on. We may adjust and take that thing off. It's kind of strategy crafting with you right now. There's 6-5, yeah, we should have taken the damn thing off. Of course. Just keep rocking it, though. I'm not that worried about it yet. I feel like the Butterburg wants this thing to be not here. Once you pull your bets down, I feel like the don't pass becomes a non-issue. And there's a 5. That sucks. 4-1. We're going to lose. We're going to lose that. That sucks. Maybe the dolly won't work today. Okay, there's that. So we lost one of them. No big deal. We still have, right, our last win coming back through. That's still going to be a DC bet coming through. There's our new point. All right, 3, 4, 7. So we'll lose here in the don't. Over here on the 4, we're going to get paid 25 on the flat. We have 80 bucks up top, so it's going to pay 40. I'm sorry, that's, yeah, 80 bucks. 80 bucks pays 40, and of course our $100 down there on the don't. So we'll replace our black chip. I'm going to take all this back to the rack. Let's see where we land. There's a lot of money kind of flying around here. Let's see where we are. Okay, I'm going to put this in front. I'm going to take these reds and put them up here. On the green side, let's get our rack reset. So there's 1,000, 11, 12, 13, 14, 1,500. Here is 1,600 bucks. That's our starting bankroll. So we have 125 plus whatever this reds and whites mess is, right? Whatever that junk in there is, probably about $150 in profit. Okay, a lot of that came because of the come out ace deuces. We did lose a yo in there, so we're treading water in that respect. But that's the first round of it. Puck's off. Let's do it a second time. Maybe this time I won't come back to the don't after we pull the bets down. Maybe we'll play it more strict Dantana style. Okay, 6-5 yo. Fuck off. Come on. Really? All right, that comes off. This goes back. Let's do it again. 4, 6, 10. That's good. I like that one. 4, 6, 10. Now, 160, 150, 160 across. There we go. Here we are. Let's make it happen. Our risk right now is 60 bucks. We have 100 here, 160 here. That's going to change. 516. That pays 35 bucks, 25, 35 bucks, and the sister comes down with it. Now, our risk level at this moment is going to look like this. 25 of that goes into the DC. Now we have 125 out here that would lose on the 7 with the $100 backing it up. Okay, I'm going to move this to the front. I'm just going to keep it up here for now until we know where that thing goes to take our odds with it. All right, here we go. 5. This is going to travel behind the 5. I'm going to go ahead and mark that in. It's a 3, 2, right? 3, 2, 5. Let's put the dice where you can see them. There's a 2. There's a 3. The don't travels behind the 5. The 5 gets paid 35 bucks, like so. We're going to pull the sister and the bet. Into the don't we go. Now, on odds back here, from the last round, we have 75 bucks. We're gonna put 75 in odds. We'll leave the reds up in here in the front section. And there's what just came off the felt. 35 plus the other bet. And there we are. That goes to the 9. 6 and a 3, that goes to the 9. So our next don't goes behind the 9. And like before, we're going to take out of the rack what we brought back. Okay, I'm not going to really dig. I could grab 15 bucks out of here and make this another 75. I'm just going to take what came off the felt and make that my play stack. Okay, 100 bucks on the don't. We got a bunch on the don't back here. And we have the 4 and 10 working for us out here. Okay, at this point, your choice is your choice, right? You could completely just say, I'm done with this bet here. Increase this thing up. You could just play for the 7. At this point, you're in good shape because the 7s, you've got lots of 7 action out here. You could, because it's the 4 and 10 that are left, decide to go to play this 2 here like the Bank Street. You could play this 2 like the 4-10 flip. You could just do the same thing. We're going to do the same thing, but these bets out here are what you're going to probably be left with most of the time. Play them as you will. Have some fun with that. All right, here we go. 639 is typed in. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. There is a 9, a 639. So we get burned on that. That That hurt a little bit. Didn't like seeing that. 6-3, back-to-back nines. Yikes. Let's go. Let's go. Give me a 4. How about a 4? Oh, no, we hit the 10. All right, that sucks. Hit the 10, so we're going to lose our point. 6, 4, 10. How does the rhythm here happen? Lose that. We're going to get paid 50 bucks here, 50 for 1 from the rack. Okay, I'm going to pull that all down. Pull those sisters down. Puck is going to come off. I'm not going to go back out. In the Butterburg, you pull your bets down, you're done. The 7 can just sit there and do its own thing. It happened to be the last bet we had. So we're not going to come back to the don't. We already have don't action here. I'm going to put one more DC bet through. We'll take the 4 and 10 winnings that were down here, make that the next Molly. All right, here we go. 617, beauteous, 617. So on the come out, that's awesome. $25 flat, 50 bucks for 75 in here. Let's reset our rack. There's 500. There's our starting bankroll. We're light 100 bucks back here. We're light 100. If I turn these greens into a black, that goes back to the back side. There's 1,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1,600 bucks. And there's our there's our profit. Okay. I feel like we can restart now. We cleared the whole board. Everything that's cleared. Start the process again. Excuse me. 3, 2, 5. That was a where's my 3? That was a 3, 2. There's your 5. Let's do it. 125, 150, 160. Okay, here we go. 160 across. 5's our point. Let's get. I want to see a perfect run. I want to see a. Oh, look at that. That's great. There's a 4 and a 6. That's going to be our 10. Good. That's actually solid. There's $1 from the rack. That'll pay 50 for 1. That's beautiful. Let's pull these down. Again, I think pulling them down right now and going through is an option. Leaving them up and coming through and taking a second payment as they get hit is another way. We can try that just to see what that feels like, right? The win on the 10 pays for this. Subsequent win here is going to pay for the odds. Maybe we look at it like that, and that could be an option for us. So let's put 10 in, 6, 4. 7 here is a killer, though, as is this, right? 6, 5, yo. That really sucks. 6, 5, yo. We're going to lose that. Do you go back in? We have the quarter from the last win to go back in. It's a bummer. It's a bummer. I'm not going to lie. 6, 3, 9. Goes behind the 9. Now the 9 gets paid. Now it's like, here we are, 35 bucks on the 9. And we don't have the money from that win really to go back here on odds. I think that's why that didn't work out as well as I'd hoped it would. This has to go through. I don't have odds back here right now. And we're missing the we're not pulling the sisters down. We don't have the funds for the odds. And that I think is the problem. So I'm going to actually pull the 4 and 10 down and use that money back here as the odds like we should have done. Lesson learned during it. We'll pull these sisters down. They will become odds. Where's my 35? Did I pay my 35 bucks? I don't think I paid the 35 bucks. This is, shoot. Oh, I did. I did. I used the 10 bucks there. Okay, that's fine. I used the 10 bucks for the odds. All right, sorry. A roll behind myself in my head. Here we go. DC bet's gonna go to the 5. Wow, we're getting destroyed on the don't today. 3, 2, 5. This bet's getting killed. You go back here. Puck goes off. We're gonna lay it. Put the odds up here. We'll put 60 bucks to make it even. No 9, no 5. Puck is off. The don't pass bet. Again, we have 2 bets still out here to resolve. The Butterburg would have the don't pass bet, I think, alive. I think this bet still comes out here. So I'm going to put 100 bucks back out there again. This might be a huge mistake on my part, but let's just do it anyway. 3, 2, 5, point hit. Let's go. Coming out, 6, 5, 1. All right. There's your point, 5, 1, 6. Let's get it. Perfect time for an 8 right here. Oh, look at that. We got it. That's awesome. So all the bets have paid. 5, 3, 8. Booyah. That's fantastic. Okay, the 8's going to pay 35 bucks. 25, 35. It comes through the don't pass, or the don't come. The sister comes down with it, goes to the front of the rack. And now we just got to let that thing get through, get set. See what happens. 7 out. All right, good. Good timing for that. This sucks to lose, right? We don't love that, but essentially, that loses, that wins. These kind of, or this loses and pays that. Those two flat bets kind of cover each other. Not a big deal, which means, right, we're at 60 bucks here. That's going to pay 40. Over here on the 5, 25 flat, 60 bucks pays 40. Ah, come on, Johnny. And of course, the don't pass pays. Let's get the rack reset. In the back of the rack here on the black side, I was 2 blacks light because we lost down there. I'm going to bring these reds back up to the front. I will color these up here in a minute because we're going to need the change. All the greens can come back. How do we do? I think we're going to be okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 500, 600. There's our starting bankroll. Here's our profit stack. We have 125 in green. I'm going to get these reds taken out here. It feels like we're not making any money. It feels like we're like kind of treading water in here, but we're actually doing pretty damn good. 2, 3, there's 4 greens. So our profit right now, look at this. 225 bucks, 225, 230 and change. That ain't bad, right? That ain't bad for cycling these bets through. And again, you're reducing risk as you go, increasing power on the 7 as you go. I like that rhythm. I like taking my risk away and getting more juice up in here. That's actually solid. Let's do it one more round, okay? I actually played almost the whole thing for my profit. There's 100 for the don't. Let's come out. 10, 6, 4. 6, 4, 10. Now I don't have quite 160. I've got 135 here. So I'm gonna have to go grab, looks like 50 bucks from the rack to grab the 10, the cap on the 8, and $20 and change. Let's make it happen. Let's go. 6, 4, 2, 6. I'm gonna touch the dice. There's a 4. Here comes our 2. 4, 2, 6 pays 35 bucks. Bring the sister with it. Put 25 in the don't. This is all potential odds play. 4, 2. 8. All right, well, we're not on the 8, but the don't pass or don't come will travel to the 8. And I'm going to use 60 bucks. We'll put 60 up here on odds to pay 50. Again, we're just taking what we pulled off the table. Our same 160 is being used. Now it's just being used on the 7. You see how that worked, right? So same level of money out of our rack, but we're just moving it around a little bit. All right, there's the 8. I'll type that in, 6, 2. 6, 2, 8. And we have a 9. 5, 4, 9. That's good. I like it because we're getting the second sisters knocked out. 5, 4. This goes, oh wait, sorry, my DC bet didn't go through, did it? I didn't put the, oh, you know what? We didn't have, that's a bummer. We didn't have it. We hit a naked number there. So we're kind of starting this one over again. So the 9's gonna come, that becomes the bet. Yeah, that's a bummer. We hit an empty number. So we have no money for odds. I'm not gonna drop, or no money for coming through here. All right, that's fine. Let's go with a 4. That's going to travel behind the 4. There's a 3, 1. Let's pull the dice up. There's a 1. There's a 3. You go behind the 4. We take the 60 bucks we had from the last pull down. The 4 is going to pay for $1, 50 bucks. Bring the sister down. Come to the don't. 75 bucks goes up in here, potentially for odds on something else. 3, 1, 4. Now we've cleared the board. That's awesome. This is strong. Those are strong, right? Every time. 6, 5, yo. We're going to lose. in the DC again. That's like the third time we've gotten burned in here. I will take one more crack at it. We do have 50 bucks up there. We can make an even odds bet. We'll be okay. 6, 4, 2, 6. All right, there's a 4. There's a 2. DC travels behind the 6, and now we've got three don't bets. I'm going to need 10 bucks out of here. We have 3 bets on the 7, right? Badness can happen to us here, but in reality, we're 50 bucks away from having our rack even and all this money out here on the 7. We actually have a 4-point dolly going right now. Probably too many don't points, right? Probably could have not done this one and said 1, 2, 3 is enough, but I want to see the thing roll, the rhythm of this thing go. Let's get a 7 here and get out of it, right? There's, of course, right? The one that we just set, the 6, gets buckshotted, right? That's probably the one we shouldn't have made. We probably should have been smart enough to say, you know what? We already had our 2. We didn't need that one. So that's a giveaway on my part. Bad decision by John not paying attention. This is me doing bad math. Sorry about that. That cost us a bunch of money out of our rack, unfortunately. Cost us, what that cost us? 75, 85 bucks? That was a costly mental error by me. Shit. And there's an 8. Oh boy, now we're gonna get picked, right? 6, 2, 8. We're gonna have a good roller. He's gonna pick us all off. Bummer, big time bummer. Please God, don't be a 4, right? There's a 6, 5, 1. The good news is our 2 bets that are out there on the 4 and the 10, right? So we're in okay shape. If the normal shit that's supposed to happen happens here, we're gonna be fine. 6, 2, 8 again. There's another 6, a 5, 1. Boy, oh boy, look at this right side Jimmy over here is getting it done. 5, 1, 6 again. Woo. Let's go. Look at that. Another, is that 3 mixers in the last like 4 or 5 rolls? 5, 1, 6. Oh, it looks like I have a 7 in there. That was wrong. Hang on a second. Let's go get that out of the way. That was a 5, 1. There we go. 3 6s in a row. Here we go. I think I fat fingered that 1 7. There's a 9. 5, 4, 9. Again, we're not going to go back into the DC unless we have a win to pay for it with. Where's my 7? Where's my 7? Jeez. There's a 5 and a 3. Wow. Randy coming to play right now. Come on, baby. 4, 2, 6. Where was this roll when I was out in the garage trying to hit a home run? This is a home run roll. Come on, aces. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Here comes. See a horn, hop the reds. See a horn, hop the red. Ooh, we got our 10 picked off. Wow. Johnny, come on. What an awesome, perfect pickoff. 6, 4, 10. Yikes. 5. New point's going to be that 5. Just playing out that 7. Can we get it? There, finally. Jeez, Lou. 4, 3, 7. That run sucked. But we've got, I think the dice hit it, but we have 60 bucks back here plus 25, so it's going to pay 25 and 30 for the odds. Okay. Ultimately, we lost a little bit of money. We came out here, if you recall, I had 135 to come out here with, right? Not quite enough. Look what I have. There's 25, 75, there's 100 and $10. After all that, we picked ourselves off all those times, right? We lost 20 bucks. On that whole sequence, we lost $20, even though we picked ourselves in here. I love that this thing gives me paid for chances to win on the 7 out of the 160. I think that's pretty damn cool. This is a fun little one. I don't know if it's worth really shooting the moon with, but it's like a, this might have some bubble craps merit. This might be the kind of a thing you'd try at a small level. How about one more? We'll do one more round, one more test run. Let's see how it works out. All right. Let's get $100 don't. Let's get a point, and we'll try it one more time. 5, 1, 6. Boy, that 5, 1, 6 has been smoking hot. Let's go for 160. So there's 110. We'll take 50 bucks out of our initial bankroll stack. So now we got to make that back. There's our 160. Here we go. Point is 6. 167. Yikes, yikes, yikes. PSO. That's going to cost me 60 bucks. We're going to win down here, which is fantastic, but here's the 100 bucks that it takes. Right? There's the 100 bucks that we lose. Essentially, if you take that and pay the bet, what you're left with up here is 60 bucks in losses. So, went down in flames that time. That blows. What a huge, huge bummer. All right, there's our initial bankroll right here. So there's our 1,600. Now we're down to 50 bucks in profit. So we burned a little bit there on a crap roll. So I want to do it one more time. I want to have one more live run through, and then we'll call it. It's probably our least crazy Friday follies we've had in a while. There's a 9, 5-4. This is one I'd actually consider playing with a couple of tweaks. I think we can tweak this play down here. I think there's things to be done. All right, 5-4, 9. Let's type it in. 5-4. Well, I'll do a 6-3. It doesn't matter. And we'll do 150 across, 160. I gotta dig in here. Dig into the initial bankroll. But you know what? We haven't really sweated once all day. There's been no sweating. We haven't really gotten past 100 bucks in our rack once today. I say that now, and we're gonna have a second straight PSO, right? There's a 10, a 6, and a 4. Beautiful. 6, 4, 10. For $1, it pays 50. We're gonna put 25 of that into the DC. We're gonna pull back the sister. Have 75 bucks available for odds. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Good. That takes care of one of those 11s we lost on earlier. We'll put that right back into the initial bankroll stack. 5, 3, 2, 5. Let's pull the dice up for you. 2, 3. That 5 is going to pay 35 bucks. We're going to pull the sister down. We're going to go into the don't, or the dont's going to come to behind the 5. Into the don't with the next bet. 75 bucks from the last bet becomes our odds. And this 60 bucks is the next odds potential. 3, 2, 5. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Hard 6. That's cool. We got all three sets of numbers to hit. Right? This is going to go behind the 6. The 6 is going to pay 35 bucks. We're going to bring it and the sister down. Now, to put odds back here, we can literally take that 90 bucks that we just pulled off the table and make that our odds. Or we can make it 60. If that scares you, we can make it 60 bucks, which is a fine bet, and bring all this back. Now, there's the last 25 is coming through. Actually, it's not. Remember last time we made the mistake? We had 1, 2, 3 bets. We're good. I'm not going to make a third bet. What I am going to do, though, is fix my rack. Right? There is my initial bankroll. Right there, 25 bucks. That's my initial bankroll. 1,000. Oh, besides the $100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stacks of 100. I need $100 back there to make that good. We're solid. Let's get a 7. Let's get a frickin' 7 right now and be done. Booyah! Attaboy, Johnny. Attaboy, Johnny. Here it is. 100 bucks down there. And up here, these get paid, flats get paid 25. 60 on the odds. On the 6 gets paid 50. 75 on the 5 in odds gets paid 50. Perfect run, right? Our DCs were funded 100% by the wins. In the previous bets, there's $100 there. We'll put this back in the rack. Now our rack, I'll take these reds out of the way. That's your starting bankroll. Everything else in here, profit. 100 bucks. There's 300. 1, 2, 3, 400, 25, 445. That is great. What a perfect little run right there at the end, huh? That's awesome. That is awesome. 435 bucks. That's a good morning. That's a good Friday right there. We made $500 here and $500 in the garage. I think we're done. I think we had a day. We had a solid day and we are good, baby. All right. Let's come back over here and visit with ourselves for a second. Let me get my screen back over here. I'm going to turn the light off so I don't have my head shining all over the TV. All right, that felt good, man. That felt good. That's actually not a stupid strategy. It sounded stupid in my head when I first thought of it. I'm like, this is going to be insane. But it's actually mathematically, it makes good sense, right? You go from 160 across. The don't pass covers part of it, not all of it, right? And that's fine. The don't pass, I think, in a strategy like this, the don't pass is there. It cleans up at the end, which is kind of cool. Picture that don't pass being played one of two other ways. You can picture the don't pass down there being played either parlay press style like I do, or if that don't pass acted like Wayland's Baccarat strategy and it did its own little thing down there while we were playing the DC up top. So think about the cross bet and the DCs as one play and the don't pass, switch back and forth being a second play. That's an interesting little transition there, right? And you go from 160 in risk, right? The very first hit, you come back and you're now you've got power on the 7. You grow 7 power as you go. The right side run sucked, right? We had 2 times where we got kind of picked in there and just came roaring back, right? You get that golden run like that and boom, right? You get roared back. Dan Tana here, right? I'm glad you're here, dude. I love the Butterburg. I love the Butterburg. This one pulling the sisters down gives me more odds money. And basically I get paid twice on a bet. I get paid on the place bet when it hits. I get paid again on that same bet. That same money gets paid again when the 7 comes. So that's a fun one. I think this is a cool one. I actually may spend some time on this and see if I can't massage it into a thing I'd actually endorse. Like that was just like kind of a trial. Let's see what happens kind of a thing. I think we can get into this thing and have some interesting plays. So can you do me a favor, please? The community demands more El Toro. Absolutely. Absolutely. We need more El Toro in our lives. Always. Always. Can somebody please put into the chat what Brian did on the rolls? Just give me a quick, I know you already probably talked about it. What is your summary for, what did Brian do? What did Brian do? Yeah, the Baccarat is hard to beat, Wayland. I think the Baccarat, along with this, would be kind of cool, actually. I think that'd be kind of a neat way to play. I think the Baccarat line strategy could be a line strategy while you're playing something else. I think I wrote you a text about this. We do that down there. Baccarat with the press on the wins. And then you have your right side play as 2 separate gambits. I think that's interesting, man. That's super interesting. All right, PCs. Skill says, look at my PCs. Well, oh my God, look at them all. Look at all the PCs. Ken created a strategy last night that everyone loved that was there. I missed it. Yesterday was weird for me. I had this really... Thursday and Tuesday are my 2 worst work days. Thursday, I've got this meeting schedule that starts at 11 a.m. and goes to 4:30 with no breaks. It's like 6 or 7 half-hour-long meetings that just never stops. I missed it, and then I had agreed to do 2 qualifiers for the Craps Nation shootout last night. So I went from meetings to 2 qualifiers, and then I had a custom programming job that I'd done for somebody that had a bug in it. And I went right to work with that person. I don't think I left this chair yesterday for like 8 straight hours. So I missed all the good stuff. I'm sorry about that. Let's see what else is being said in here. Increase the flat bet. Sure. Dan, that's another thing, right? The original Larry Casper thing, which was I can't believe this wins. He just does that. He just takes the win, puts it into the DC, and then pulls back the bet. It's a single bet Butterburg, basically. I'm doing it with the sisters pulled back and making those as odds just to see if it would work. I'm having so much success this week with the 3-point dolly with a low flat and big odds. It's been a good week for that. So I thought, let's just kind of lean into what's been working. Seems like it did okay, man. Texas Crap Shooters had a Randy test last night and did 2 controlled shots from close, like my table. Both were 20 plus. Wow, that's awesome. Do I think my production table impacts my toss on a real table? The answer to that is no. And here's the reason why. Down here, and let me get out of the way so you can see my table. This way here. Once your comment goes away, I want you to see what my setup is. I should get my phone out one of these days. That comment just needs to go away. This table here is it's 3.5 feet wide or so, 6 foot long. It's literally there to do betting on, right? It's essentially, when I first got my setup done, I had that table and I had it in a different room, and I had a throwing station that I could like kind of get back far away and work my tosses into this table. And then I had this little one that's over here, which has a felt on it, right? That was my old betting table. I would sit here and make bets on that one there and practice strategies. Now that I have the table in the garage, my garage table is a full size, it's an actual casino table. I only throw out there. This in here is pure Randy. This, and actually I made it extra bouncy to force more revolutions on the dice to make sure that I'm not influencing anything. Pure random. This influences not my toss, but I think it impacts the outcomes. This ensures proper bell curve on the outcomes, I think. I think the garage is where I'm actually doing my work. So I never throw in here anymore. This is purely Greg style huck and chuck, 100%. Dark Sire says DC odds on 4 and 10 only. I go back and forth on this one, honestly. The risk reward on that is big, right? Compared to the 6 or 8. The risk is higher on the 6 or 8, but the reward is so much better. It doesn't matter. I mean, the 7 is so strong. I win as many of those as I lose. Honestly, when you look at the numbers on those things, you're gonna. This is what we had with JB the other night, right? On the 4 or 10 lay, right? Let's say you lay the 4 and 10 for $100 to win 50. You're gonna lose that on the 4. You're gonna lose it 3 times out of 36. You're gonna lose it, whatever that is, 8% of the time. You're gonna lose it on rhythm, the $100. If I go to the 6 or 8 and we lay 60 to win 50, I'm going to lose that 5 times. It's the same amount of money, right? There's no difference there. 5 times 6 is 30. 3 times 100 is 300. It's all the same, right? It's the same amount of money. In probability terms, you're going to lose them at the same overall rate over time, and there's no difference. Like losing a little bit more often is the same as losing a lot frequently, or whatever, backwards, right? Losing a little bit less often is the same as losing a lot frequently. It doesn't matter. It's all about rhythm. When that 7 comes, I don't shy away anymore. I used to be like worried about it. A lot of people do the no action thing on the 6 or 8 for a DC. I just don't care. You're just going to roll it out. The 7's going to come when it comes. I mean, so I've done enough trials to see that it just doesn't matter if you only put odds on. I know guys that only put odds on 6 and 8 and not on the 4 and 10. Let those be the flat bets, right? That's another. Here's the thing, dude. Let's do this. I'm going to put that comment up. I'm going to tease you a little bit. I'm going to actually talk right to you, Sean. I've been teasing this show. I want to do a show, a weekly or whatever it is show. Weekly, obviously. I'd like to do weekly, called Tales from the Dark Side. I'd love to have you, Dr. Don't Pass One, Greg, some of the other, even Jacob from Wager Me This, maybe Big AZ. People who are known and have dark side minds get together and debate some of this shit. Just dark side play as its own show. And that right there is the perfect question to have a whole show about. We can all debate the merits of when do you lay or not. Flat bet better, like big flat or small flat with big odds. What's the better bet? We can have so much conversation about that. So there it is. I would love to have that kind of a show. I think you'd be a great addition to it for sure. Although I did watch you play in the Color Up tournament last night with the pass line bet. So I just outed you. You played a pass line bet and I watched you do it. There we go, folks. That's it. That's my show. That's Friday Follies. Not folly at all. That was actually a good strategy. I got to go to work now. I got some meetings. I'm going to do a little bit of recording later on with somebody for Fireside Craps, and we have a full day ahead of us. Hopefully I'll see y'all later on. I got to get practice in. Clearly this morning my throws were ass, so got to practice a little bit. And with that said, everybody, y'all have a good Friday. Have a great weekend. And one last thing, of course, in case I don't see you. EAGLES, Eagles, baby. Let's go. 34-28 Philly this weekend. Let's get it done, guys. See ya.